A small, frightened Podenca, abandoned and alone, huddled in the ruins of a crumbling house. She had given birth to 6 tiny puppies in a desperate attempt to protect them from the dangers surrounding them. Starving and fearful of humans, she had been left to fend for herself for months. But when the AUCMA rescue team learned of her plight, a spark of hope began to shine. Would the team's unwavering determination and care be enough to save this brave mother and her vulnerable puppies? Stay tuned for today's story on Pets in Love to learn more. In the quiet rural area of Avila, Spain, a small Podenca named Martina sat hidden in the ruins of a dilapidated house, abandoned and afraid. For months, she had struggled to survive on her own, facing hunger, fear, and the harsh elements that had become her constant companions. Her once bright eyes were now dulled by hardship, and her thin body trembled at every sound. Yet, despite the odds, Martina had managed to do the one thing that could bring light into her dark world. She had given birth to 6 puppies. The house she called home was barely standing, with crumbling walls and overgrown thorny bushes that blocked any attempt to reach her. It was a place of refuge and danger, a place where she and her babies were left to fend for themselves. Martina was terrified of people, a fear born of neglect and abuse, but she was also a mother, determined to protect her puppies at any cost. For the rescue team at AUCMA, the news of Martina's plight came as a call for urgent action. They knew that saving her would be no easy task. They didn't have the space or the resources to house a mother and her puppies in their shelter. Yet, despite these challenges, they were determined to help Martina, to bring her to safety, and to ensure that she and her pups would know what it was like to be loved and cared for. But first, they needed a plan. Despite the challenges, the AUCMA team was determined. They knew that Martina needed help, and more urgently, her puppies needed to be rescued too. Every day the team visited Martina, bringing food to nourish her. She was starving, her ribs visible beneath her coat, but she remained wary, only allowing them to feed her from a distance. They could see the pain in her eyes, but also the faintest glimmer of hope, as if she knew they were trying to help her. She was a survivor, and for the first time in months, she seemed to understand that someone cared. Then came a breakthrough. Someone had placed a metal mesh over the window of the house to prevent Martina from escaping. The team had to remove it, which proved to be an arduous task, requiring every ounce of their patience and effort. The situation was becoming desperate. People in rural areas, the team noted, could sometimes be cruel, especially when they saw an animal in distress. But the team refused to give up on Martina. The next day, they returned with a trap cage, hoping to finally bring Martina to safety. It was a delicate operation, as they didn't want to scare her off or cause any harm. They needed to be patient and gentle, and they hoped that Martina would trust them enough to enter the trap. It wasn't long before they were able to bring her in. Martina, though scared, had surrendered to the care of the AUCMA team. The rescue team's first priority upon finally bringing Martina to the shelter was to ensure both her and her puppies received immediate veterinary care. Martina's body had suffered from months of neglect. Her body was frail, and the vet confirmed that she was malnourished and underweight, which would have made caring for her puppies all the more difficult. Despite her poor condition, Martina's eyes still held a gentle, trusting look, and it was clear she was a mother determined to protect her babies. The team was relieved to discover that, despite the difficult circumstances, Martina's puppies were in good health. They were plump and active, with their little eyes already beginning to open. Martina had clearly been a devoted mother, feeding them and keeping them safe as best as she could under such harsh conditions. The vet confirmed that the puppies were strong, thanks in part to their mother's unwavering care. Martina's health, though, would require ongoing attention. She was treated for worms, given vaccinations, and was put on a special diet to help her gain weight and regain her strength. The vet also prescribed a topical treatment for her skin condition to help her fur grow back. Over the next few weeks, The team focused on providing Martina with all the care she needed, knowing that once she was physically healthy, her emotional healing would follow. As the days passed, it became evident that Martina's love for her babies was her greatest strength. The team marveled at how resilient she was, both physically and emotionally. As Martina's health began to improve, the AUCMA team faced the next challenge, finding a foster home for her and her puppies. The shelter was already at full capacity, and with a mother and 6 puppies to care for, space and resources were stretched thin. The team knew that they needed a safe, temporary home where Martina could continue to recover and raise her puppies until they were old enough for adoption. Fortunately, after several weeks of searching, they found a foster home in the south of Madrid. This foster home was ideal. Not only did it offer a secure environment for Martina and her puppies, but the location was close to a trusted veterinarian who could continue to provide medical care. The team was overjoyed at this breakthrough, and they quickly arranged the transfer. Martina, although still nervous around new environments, took comfort in the presence of her puppies, and the foster family promised to provide her with all the care and attention she needed. Meanwhile, the team began to think about the future for Martina and her puppies. They had seen the incredible progress Martina had made during her time in the shelter, and they knew that once her puppies were old enough, they would all need loving, permanent homes. Martina, who had been so fearful and distrustful at the start of her journey, was now a calmer, more confident dog. Her resilience had been extraordinary, and it was clear that she deserved a home where she could be spoiled and loved, free from the trauma of her past. It wasn't long before Susanna, a woman who had been following Martina's story, visited the foster home. Initially, Susanna had planned to adopt one of the puppies, but when she met Martina, it was love at first sight. Martina's gentle nature and sweet, submissive demeanor melted Susanna's heart, and she knew she couldn't leave without adopting the mother as well. Susanna began visiting Martina regularly, taking her on long walks and building a strong bond with the shy dog. Over time, Martina came to trust Susanna completely, and the two formed an unbreakable connection. As the days passed, it became clear that Susanna's home would be the perfect place for Martina to heal completely and finally know what it was like to be part of a family. The puppies, too, were beginning to find their forever homes. One by one, they were adopted into loving families, each of them destined for a bright future. Simba was the first to leave, followed by Cinderella, Nayla, and Jane. As Martina's puppies grew older, they too became symbols of resilience and hope. The team couldn't be prouder of the progress they had all made. For Martina, the adoption process was bittersweet. She had given everything to her puppies, and now it was time for them to leave her side. But Susanna's love and patience had transformed Martina into the calm, trusting dog she had always had the potential to be. Martina's journey wasn't just about survival. It was about finding the love and safety she deserved. And with Susanna, she finally found it. The rescue team continued their efforts, always with a heart full of compassion, working to save one animal at a time. The support of their community, through donations and fostering, had made all the difference, allowing them to carry out their mission and give dogs like Martina the lives they deserved. In her new home, Martina enjoyed long walks, quiet afternoons lounging by the window, and the companionship of Susanna, who was now her whole world. For the first time in her life, Martina could rest easy, knowing she was safe and loved. Her journey of survival had ended, but her new life, full of joy and comfort, was just beginning. As Martina's journey unfolded, we witnessed the incredible transformation of a fearful, abandoned dog into a beloved companion. With the care and patience of the AUCMA rescue team and her new family, Martina and her puppies found the love and safety they so desperately needed. But stories like Martina's don't happen without the support of compassionate people like you. If you believe in giving animals a second chance, consider donating to help rescue more dogs in need. What do you think of Martina's incredible journey? Share your thoughts and join us in celebrating her new life. Thank you for being part of this journey. If you find our video interesting, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with others. Finally, don't forget to turn on our bell and subscribe to our channel Pets in Love so you don't miss any of our new videos. Thank you for your support. Wishing you all peace, happiness, take care, and we'll see you in the next one.